What is up, internet people of the YouTubes? It is I, the Ninja Nick 333. We are back with round 8 of the Pokemon trading card game Arlington, Texas Regional Championships stream thing where I commentate over Pokemon's commentary because I'm better than them. Slightly. As you can see, we have Eric Smith on the left of the YouTube channel Rare Candy. He's an awesome guy. If you haven't checked out his YouTube, I don't get to watch it enough, but he loves rogue decks. He loves anti-meta stuff. He always loves to play some weird stuff. And then on the other side here, we have Jose Marzan. He's got some awesome Dragon Ball tattoos. He's got a Goku Black like on his left hand, I've noticed here, just from scrubbing. So yeah, as you can see, Zoroark on the left. Not entirely sure what Jose is on here, but we do see Speed Lightning and Capture Energy and V-Guard. So the V-Guard points me to not saying it's not Reggie. Maybe it's Lugia, but yeah. So this Zoroark deck is very interesting. I would call it a pile. Is the nicest way I can put it. A guy I sort of am acquaintances with played it to a pretty hot finish in the previous Toronto regionals that just happened a couple of weeks back. So yeah, he just happened to hit only Lugia and Mew the entire tournament. He hit like a Lost Box and I think a Duraludon, and like the rest was Lugia and Mew, and he ended up like barely missing out on like top 16 or something. Don't know how people can get that lucky, because I played a deck that should have beaten Lugia and Mew every time, and I hit one Lugia and one Mew. And I lost to the Lugia. So, as you can see, Eric starts with the Minccino. It actually has a Call for Family attack. For 1 energy, it can get 2 dudes from the deck. Jose starts Raikou, so he is probably playing, I don't even know what. I can't really tell. Oh yeah, it looks like Lugia, okay. Yeah, he's definitely playing Lugia. So there's the Archeops. He is deciding to play the Raikou in it. I do love the Raikou inclusion. It's not something that I personally play, but it's something that if you can get it set up, it works really well. It's just like, if the energy cost was like 1 colorless, instead of 1 of those 3 colored energy, it would be so much better. It would be so good. But having to put like 3 Auroras or a Speed Lightning and 2 Auroras on it is just like, it's such an investment when you want to be doing that to Yveltal already. So it's really hard to play the Raikou in that deck, but when you can, man, it swings the Lugia mirror in your favor. So he does get down the Lugia V and a Archeops in the discard already. Looks like 2 Archeops actually off that Ultra Ball. And then he's using a Capture Energy to get out a... Is that Galarian Mr. Mime? I have no idea what that does. I am sorry. I have absolutely no clue. Yeah, that looks like a Galarian Mr. Mime. I'm looking that up. I haven't had to look up something since Horror Psychic Energy. Mr. Mime. TCG. Alright. So anyway, that was all for his turn, and he passed over. Eric's gonna go for a quick ball, discarding, it looks like Appleton? Appleton is actually really good against Lugia. Yep, so Galarian Mr. Mime from, I don't even know what set. For 1 water energy, reflect. During your opponent's next turn, it takes 30 less damage from attacks. And then Icy Snow for 2 colorless energy does 30. Alright, he's got to be playing a Mr. Rime then. Ah, there's a Galarian Mr. Rime that has a ability that prevents all effects of your opponent's attacks done to all your Pokemon with energy attached. So it's the same as It's literally the same thing as the ability of Espeon VMAX, but it's on a single prizer. So that's interesting. That's likely what he's playing. So he's trying to evolve up into that. I'm not sure if I agree with that over Espeon, but you know. Okay, so we do see... so we've seen 2 quick balls. We now have Zorua in play. The way that this deck works is that you want to stack a bunch of Zorua and Minccino into play, Zoroark and Chinchino, so that the Chinchinos basically have the trade like the Zoroark GX, where you can discard a card and draw 2. And then the Zoroarks can transform into any stage 1 from your discard pile. You just discard the entire Zoroark line and then go in for any stage 1. So you play things like Appleton, Flapple. You play a Breaksin that does damage based on the amount of Serenas in your discard pile, and you play 4 Serenas. It can easily, with 2 Serenas in the discard, one-shot a Genesect because it's a fire type. You play Mightyena to one-shot Mew VMAX. You play Slowbro, so if you're at 2 prizes, you just win the game. And then, yeah, so it looks like Eric got Manaphy out as well to block the bench damage from the Raikou, and then used the Call for Family to get 2 more bench Pokemon. The Summoning Star comes out, he gets both the Archeops and just charges up the Raikou and takes a knockout. So it's really good that Eric was able to get that Manaphy in play. That way, Jose's not taking a double prize turn. So Jose's going to have to look for a boss's orders in order to be able to remove that Manaphy. I know a lot of the Lugia decks don't really play that many regular boss's orders anymore. They really opt for, like, it's usually like 1 boss's orders and 3 Serena, or sometimes they play 2 boss and 2 Serena. And it looks like the Appleton is coming out. It does have an attack for 1 colorless. It does 70 times the amount of special energy attached to your opponent's all of your opponent's Pokemon. So right now it is doing 210, as long as Eric is able to find another energy card. Looks like the Chinchino does come down. He'll be able to hopefully draw into an energy if he does not have one already. But yeah, you can see the power of this Zoroark deck. Also, it looks like he's Serena's discarding a Serena to draw until he has 5. Looks like my music paused on its own. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, it looks like he does have the capture energy, so he is able to power up this Appleton, and he's going to be able to get another Pokemon on his bench, probably another Minccino or Zorua. Looks like he's going for another Zorua. Even if Chinchino does get knocked out, the cool thing about the Zoroark deck is you can transform into a Chinchino. So when you're going against it, you usually want to chase down the Chinchinos to knock them all out, but as long as they get enough Zoroarks in play, they can just transform into the Chinchinos. It does hinder their setup quite a lot, though. He's now using Evo Incense to search for a Raichu. That thing has, it does an attack where it's 40 plus 100 if your opponents use their VSTAR power. And then he just discards that with the Chinchino to draw 2 cards. So now you can start to see how this deck actually operates. It is very prone to bricking, but if you don't brick, it has very positive Lugia and Mew matchups. And it has a pretty darn unfavorable Lost Box matchup. So just keep that in mind in case you have a friend who wants to play this deck. That's one easy out, is to just play Lost Box. So yeah, the Thick Mucus attack comes in, and he snots all over the Raikou to kill it. Appleton is one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon. He's literally a apple turnover, but if he was also a dragon. He is an edible Pokemon, by the way. Fun fact from the Pokedex. You can eat Appleton's skin. I'm sorry if you have nightmares now. But I'm also not. The Archeops comes in. He's going to be accelerating 2 energy to this Lugia. I'm not sure if he got both the capture and the powerful, or if it was just the powerful, because I was too busy talking about thick mucus. Attaches double turbo from hand. Decides to not use the other Archeops. He doesn't really have much of a setup going on here. So, yeah, Eric's about to just basically win the game here. So he puts down another Minccino. He has a Zoroark, a double Zoroark, actually. He's gonna Serena again, discarding 2 cards to draw 4 cards. He is planning this turn to Phantom Transform his Zoroark into the Raichu. That way, because Jose has used his Summoning Star ability already, his VSTAR power has been used. It does like 260, I believe. Or no, 280 exactly. So, the fact that Jose does not have a Dunsparce in play, whether he plays it or not, is coming to bite him right now. But Jose did not have a very strong hand, as you can see. He didn't really play anything out of it. All he did was attach the double turbo and then charge with an Archeops. So we're seeing Make Do again from the Cinccino, just like trade. He is discarding a Kleavor, it looks like. Kleavor has an attack where if you you can flip 2 coins, and if both are heads, your opponent's active is knocked out, I believe. So, and then there's the Ambushing Spark attack to take the knockout on that Lugia V-Star. For just, it looks like he just put a Twin Energy on there, and just doubling the amount. It only needed 1 colorless energy. So he's already taken 3 prize cards for very little effort, honestly. But yeah, again, this Zoroark box deck, it's very high roll because, again, you have such very good matchups against Lugia that doesn't play Dunsparce and against Mew. But that's it. You go against Lost Box, you just lose, and that was like a lot of the field in Toronto. And I never seemed to hit it. But, you know, since that acquaintance of mine had played Zorobox to such a good finish, I think that's what inspired Eric to play it for this tournament. I mean, it is very powerful, I've got to admit. I did play against that guy in that box tournament I've been talking about just the other day, and a choice-belted Zoroark without even having to transform can knock out a Mew V, the basic one. So, like, it's just got so many outs, even without the Mightyena. Now we're seeing a Primal Turboed Archeops and a Primal Turboed Archeops and a Marnie. Looks like he's got Madara on his right hand too. Pretty sick tattoos. I have seen this guy on stream before, and I only remember because of the tattoos. Oh, he's got he's got Sasuke on his arm too. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, so the attack, the Speed Wing's coming out. He's trying to favor up the prize trade here. Unfortunately, he is essentially 1 knockout behind because he had to attack with the Lugia V-Star. And that is one of the weaknesses of this Lugia deck. If he was able to get Dunsparce into play, if he plays it, he might have been able to get 2 attacks off of the Lugia V-Star and remain favorable in the prize trade. We're seeing another Make Do, drawing more cards. We got another double turbo here. He can just transform into the Raichu again and just take the knockout by attaching that energy. He can even go into the Appleton and take the knockout that way. I mean, there's a ton of energy in play. Eric has like so many options on what to transform into right now. But he also wants to make sure that, it looks like he is level balling, so he's probably going to get, looks like a Cinccino, which is great. He also wants another Zora in play if he can right now. But getting the double Cinccino is pretty sweet. His deck is getting a little thin, too. It's probably like 20 cards at most right now. Yeah, and it looks like he's used one Make Do because he turned it sideways. He's got this other one now. So it looks like he's considering transforming into that Raichu again. It will one-shot the Archeops even without taking the Lightning weakness into consideration. Eric is also going to have to start thinking about finding some Ordinary Rods if he does not have one already. Oh, and it looks like he has the Capture as well. So he gets a Zora down, and then if he can Ordinary Rod the two of the Zoroarks back in, that's pretty ideal right now. Looks like he level balls for the breaks in as well. That's the one that does 60 times the amount of Serenas in your discard. And since it's fire, you only need 2 to one-shot a Genesect. So, that one attacks for 2 colorless. He discards that, draws 2. I think he did draw another Ball Search card, but he is looking a little light on Ordinary Rods right now. I do think that he did prize one, but I think he took one by now. But the Archeops goes down, Eric goes down to 2 prize cards. He has just Serena and Evo Incense left in his prizes. So nothing too relevant. We see the Collapse Stadium. He's going to remove the Manaphy now that the Raikou has been dealt with. He doesn't really need the Manaphy in play anymore. So really the Collapse Stadium is just kind of helping Eric at this point. So Jose is going to need to find some way to just come back into this game. He needs another attacker, and he needs to be able to charge it. So once this Archeops goes down, he's not going to have any more charging options. So it looks like here comes the Charizard. So he can keep keep up the pressure with that. It would be nice to have one more attacker down, and it looks like he does have that Galarian Mr. Rhyme in his deck as well. I'm assuming that that is the one with the Screen Cleaner ability that I was talking about earlier. Looks like he's gonna boss his orders up a Zorua. Not quite sure what the value of doing that is. I think it would have been better if he really wanted to boss his orders to get rid of a Cinccino. I think that's better. You know that Raikou is coming out, or that Raichu. I guess that's good, because that limits his ability to get 2 Zoroarks, I guess. But he only really needs the 1 Zoro in play now. The Raichu, I mean, he's going to need to boss the next Zoro the next turn, and then the Raichu won't be able to one-shot the Charizard. So, but then Jose can't attack with the Charizard in consecutive turns unless he, like, has a switch out, but he can't. So I'm not sure why Jose's playing this out at this point. I think it's pretty set to say that he's lost this game. I think he's just hoping that Eric bricks at some point. You can see the Mightyena just got discarded, drawing 2 more cards. His hand is absolutely massive. Jose's, I think, is just 2 cards. No, it might be 3 cards. His hand is not anywhere near as large as Eric's. So Eric is just gonna use Ambushing Spark. Yeah, so I think the play for Jose here is just gonna be, do I have another Boss's Orders to get rid of that Zorua on the bench? Because you do not have a way to charge up another attacker. I mean, I guess he could put down that Luminion that he just top-decked and just, like, try to hard attach to it twice and hope that Eric doesn't have his own gusting effect, but that deck play is for Serena. I do think that he's already discarded. I think there's already 3 discarded Serenas, so I'm not sure what Jose's plan here is. I'm very interested to see. It looks like he's playing Flying Pikachu? Ooh. Eric just like cocks his head. He's like, huh? It's like, that's interesting. I mean, that doesn't really do much in this matchup. And then the Luminian's coming down as well. I would 100% Marnier Judge right now. I'm sure that or Roxanne. Or he's, I guess he does still need the boss too. Yeah, you have to boss and hope that he doesn't have his own boss or Serena. Yeah. Yeah. But you also need to attach an energy this turn, so you have a follow-up attacker. Because you can't attack with Charizard again. You'll need to Bird Keeper next turn. If you play Bird Keeper. It's very interesting. Yeah, so he's going to get rid of the Zoroark. He does attach a capture energy to his Pikachu. Just shuffles. He fails it and then knocks it out with the Charizard. He gets the Speed Lightning. So I guess his play next turn is to try to paralyze with the Pikachu? Like, I don't know what else to... This is pretty rough. Honestly, on both sides right now. Eric has a 4-card deck. If Jose can just remove the Raichu the next turn, Eric doesn't have a follow-up attacker. So Eric needs a Gusting Effect right now. He has a huge hand. So if he had the Gusting Effect, you'd think that he would have already played it, because he can one-shot any of the things on Jose's bench if he had any sort of Gusting Effect. So it's entirely possible that he doesn't play Boss's Orders and he just plays the 4 Serena, and the fact that I think his last prize card is the Serena, is what's killing him right now. Yeah, if he took the other card instead of, if he took the other last prize card, he would have the game right here, but he doesn't. And as a reminder, every round after rounds like 5, I think it is, 6, is a winning in. So this is a winning in for both these players. They're at 5-1-1. As soon as you go to 6 wins and 1 tie, or better, you are guaranteed day 2. So it looks like he's going for the Marnie. That's probably helping Jose at this point. Actually, no, because it put that Speed Lightning at the bottom of his deck. He might not have a way to attack with this Pikachu coming up. I mean, if he has double turbo, I guess he can attack with the Pikachu, and then just hope to flip heads. Looks like Eric's putting back a Zoroark line. Yeah, this is a pretty close game 1, I will say. Jose was smart enough to not put more than 1 Lugia into play, and to attack with those Archeops, even though using the Archeops to attack with makes it so he can't power up things late in game, like right now. But the thing is that Charizard can't attack. And Pokemon Ranger is not in format, so like, what's he gonna do? I mean, if he plays Bird Keeper and has it in hand, he can switch to the Flying Pikachu and then retreat again, and then that resets the Combustion Blast. So that is an out now. Having that free retreating option in that Flying Pikachu is very interesting. Looks like we're quick balling. We're getting another Zoroark back. Man, this is a nail biter, man. It's a nail biter, gentlemen, ladies, everything in between and besides. So I think you do want to put that Zoroark down, because you already have 3 Pokemon in play that are all just going to be knocked out by all the same things. So you might as well just bench that and then attack, and then hope that he doesn't have Bird Keeper. Yeah, you are 20 short. He draws. He just looks at the top deck and then like looks at his opponent's discard pile. I wonder if he has an out to make it so he does not lose the game on this next turn, or that he can win the game this turn. All of Eric's Pokemon have one retreat cost. He could always attempt to just boss one of them up again if he has another boss, but he's already played 2 boss's orders. I don't think he would be playing any more than that. Ultra Balls away Pumpkaboo Marnie. It's so hard to tell what's in his deck. They're all really hollow. I will say that. Yeah, stream cam quality is not good enough. Also, why am I at 4 ADP all of a sudden? I'm so sorry. That's been going on for like the whole game. That's better. He does boss's orders. Man, he has 3 boss's orders. I'm not sure what the judge is asking about here. Let me look at this turn again, because I got a little distracted. Here, let me go back to here. So he had gotten the Pikachu VMAX. Yeah, and then he has 3rd boss's orders. Brings up the Chinchino, and then passes. Yeah, Eric didn't do anything wrong. He didn't even see that card yet. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the judge questioning is right now. I think they're trying to ask what happened on his previous turn when he ordinary rotted Zoroarks in the Zoroark line. We're gonna have to listen to the commentary, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're just not talking about anything relevant. Why would they? Okay, and he's drawing for turn. Okay, so that whatever that was, it was nothing. And then I think Eric is scooping because he doesn't have an energy to retreat. So the fact that Jose was playing 3 boss is what won him that game. And you can see Eric's, he looks tired. Oh no, he won! Huh. I'm so confused. I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't notice Eric have an energy. Maybe Jose got a double prize card penalty? I don't know. But I don't think that's what happened. Anyway, looks like Eric won game 1. So we will be going into game 2. Can I see the prize cards? Alright, I guess we'll have to watch it because I don't want to scrub. So they have 23 minutes left. So with Eric winning such a long game 1 like that, if this second game plays out just as long, then Eric is likely to win. I do know for a fact that Eric made day 2, so even if he doesn't win this match, he does win his next one. So here we see our prizes. Jose does prize a boss's orders, and he prizes that speed lightning again. And we got 2 double energies for Eric, and 2 of his basics, and 2 of his ball cards. So they're not terrible prize cards for either player, but, you know, Eric only plays so many energy cards. And we saw that potentially came into play the last game. So we see Jose chooses to start because, of course, he lost the previous game. Quick falls away Drapion because why would you want that in this matchup? Gets the Galarian Mr. Mime. I'm not sure why you're prioritizing that in this matchup. I don't think that really does anything for you. Aurora Energies to discard the Lugia VSTAR and then passes. This is a very odd opening. Yeah, he's definitely not playing Dunsparce, because he would have gone for that immediately. He must not be playing Oranguru either. But yeah, there's no cards in Eric's deck that is an effect of an attack. They're all damage. So unless there's a different Galarian Mr. Rhyme in his deck besides the screen cleaner one, I'm not sure why he's prioritizing getting that out. Unless he thinks that that would be a good attacker if he has, if it has some sort of good attack. I didn't even look at the attack. I need a new chair. My ass hurts. Alright, looks like we are discarding a Braixen and the Slowbro. The Pogo Slowbro. Yeah, that's a really scary dude. For 1 energy, if you have 2 prize cards left, just like frickin' win the game, man. Is great. Is great. Good card is good. Get Zoroark down, we get a capture energy on Minccino even. Gets out Manaphy. He knows that he wants to have that down. Oh, looks like he's using Call for Family. So use the capture energy to get the Zoroark and then calls for family to get the other Minccino. Now, I'm not quite sure if I would have... This is a tough spot. It feels like he needed one more Ball Search card or something. In order to get his good setup. Because you want to get down double Zoroark in case... You know Jose at this point, you already know he plays 3 balls. So, looks like Jose's thinking about maybe discarding the Pikachu with the Ultra Ball, which is probably fine, especially if he plays more than one. He probably only plays a 1/1 line. No, it looks like he's going for a double turbo instead. Definitely getting rid of that Archeops, maybe getting another Archeops. He has 2 more cards in his hand. I think one of them is an Ultra Ball, so if there is an Archeops in there, he's already got a V-Star in play. He did evolve this turn. He's eyeing up that Raikou. Yeah, and then he gets the Archeops, he Ultra Balls that away with another double turbo. So he's down 2 double turbos. So it's entirely possible he doesn't have any of those left. Because some decks do play just 2 of them instead of 3 now. And he does go for the Raikou this time. And then he uses his V-Star power, which he is basically required to in order to play the game. But that activates the Raichu one-shotting. So we'll see if Eric can get to the Raichu fast enough. So it looks like he does play at least 3 double turbo energy because we see another one come down off that first Archeops. I wonder if he's going to use the second Archeops or if he's just going to elect to conserve the energy in his deck. He does have 0 cards in hand, surprisingly, so... Yeah, he is going to elect to use the turbo. I think that that's correct, especially in this scenario, just because he wants to make sure he can draw, like, a supporter for a turn, you know? So getting energies out of your deck makes the likelihood of drawing a good card more possible, I guess I should say. Now, Eric's deciding what he wants to promote. He's thinking about the Cinccino because he really wants to call for family, but he ends up going with the Zoroark. I guess he's just going to hope and pray he can get to that Raichu this turn. Benches another Zoroark. And he uses Worker to draw 3 and discard the Stadium in play, which is non-existent. He's got Level Ball. He can get a Cinccino with this. And he does. So he's going to hope to draw more. Let's see if he can... He has the energies. He just needs the Raichu. Does he have a Ball Search card? I can't tell. Eric loves his gold cards. All his secret rares. So it's kind of hard to tell. They all just, like, look so glossy and shiny in his hand. I can't tell what any of the cards are. But it is 2 energies. He's thinking about attaching. Looks like he's attaching to the benched Zoroark. Now, it is important to note, I believe that when the Zoroark discards itself to transform, it discards all the cards attached to itself as well. So, that capture energy is going to be going to the discard if that becomes a Zoroark. Zoroark does hit for like 70 though, so I guess if 70 ends up battering. Looks like he's got, I think, a twin and a double turbo. And he just passes. Ugh. Yeah, it would have been better to promote the Minccino, but the problem with promoting the Minccino is then he couldn't evolve it into Cinccino, so. But at least he could have called for family in that case. It's just, he was looking for a lot of things. We're seeing a quick ball from Jose. That's pretty good. Between his 1 prize card and his 1 draw for turn, one of them was a quick ball and another one was a card to discard. So looks like he goes he's going for the boss's orders. I think in a situation where I don't yeah, everything he needs is already in play. So his hands, the state of his hand, the cards in his hand do not matter at all right now. So getting that boss, he can remove that Cinccino from play and limit Eric's drawing options. Even if Eric gets to like a couple Zoroarks, you know, he only has 1 to be able to transform into a Cinccino and 1 to transform into an actual attacker. He does have 1 Minccino in play, so Eric not in necessarily the worst spot, but Jose is just kind of styling on him right now. Actually, no, he goes for the Manaphy. That is definitely what you want to do, because now the Raikou can take 2 prize cards. Eric does, I believe he should be playing Clara. And if he's definitely playing Rescue Carrier, I believe, because he could recycle an entire Cinccino line that way. He's definitely playing multiple Ordinary Rod, so. Alright, so we see a Bird Keeper to switch his Pokemon and draw 3. He's really just doing that for the draw 3. It's pretty, like, suboptimal when you just use your supporters as a draw 3 only. But what else is he going to do? He does get that Ordinary Rod and a Zoroark, but I don't think he has any decent attackers set up yet. I think he might have like a Mighty Enna in his discard, but it only attacks for free if the active is a VMAX. And Jose does not play VMAXs, so. Yeah, Eric's trying to come up with a solution on how to just even attack this turn, I believe. I mean, if he attaches another colorless energy, that Zoroark can, like, hit for 70, but that's not ideal. At that point, I would rather transform the Zoroark into that, into a Cinccino if there was one available, and just draw more cards. And Zoroark can only transform into other stage 1s from your discard, so it can't transform back into the Manaphy and help block the attack from the Raikou. Looks like we're discarding Thick Mucus Boy to draw 2. We do get another Cinccino. We'll evolve that. So now we have 2 Make Do's available. He's going to Ordinary Rod. Yeah, Eric's like, what do I even want to do? I think they're having a thing with the judge here. I think he wants to take back the Ordinary Rod, but I don't know. He should play it. He needs to get that Manaphy back in his deck. You can shuffle up to 2 of both. Yeah, so he's gonna get the Manaphy. I don't even think there's anything else he wants to recycle that's in there. Oh, there is a Minccino. Yeah, that was the first knockout. So he'll shuffle those 2 back in. Obviously, you don't want to shuffle any of the other Pokemon. I think he's choosing just the one. I would probably put back the Minccino anyway, but I don't know if that's correct. He's just going to put back the Manaphy. He has Ball Search cards. I think I would just use them. But I guess if you draw into it with the Cinccino, you don't need to search it out. And then you have those balls to get the other cards you need. So the question is, what's he going to discard? He has a lot of energy in his hand. Oh, he does have a Flapple. So he can discard the Flapple with Make Do. He like looked at his discard pile, sees he has both the Flapple and the oh my god, and he gets the he gets the Manaphy, so that's pretty sweet. So he's gonna Phantom Transform. He's gonna turn into Appleton with his Thick Mucus that can one-shot that Lugia. Oh boy, yeah, that ended up being great. He calculated that beautifully. So he's deciding what energy is best. I think he's going double turbo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alexa, what's 9 times 70?
9 times 70 is 630.
Yes, so the minus 20 doesn't matter. If you heard the if you heard computer wife over there. So he's, yeah, he was doing 610 after the double turbo reduced cost. Looks like Jose is going in for the Luminion attack this turn, which I believe is great. Getting some, the V-Guard energy on there, that doesn't really matter what energy. You just need the one Aurora energy, so. It looks like we're using second Archeops. We're going to power up that other one on the bench now. It looks like 2 powerful colorless energies. I don't think the fact that I don't think the plus 20 is really going to matter in this matchup. Looks like he shuffles that back in his deck and he puts up the Galarian Mr. Mime that literally does not matter in this matchup whatsoever. Yeah, so again, Eric's in a bit of an odd spot. Discards the Cleavor to draw 2 with Make Do. Draws double Serena. That's pretty awful in this scenario, I believe. He is going to Level Ball. I don't think that can get Zoroark, but it can get another Zora, and you do want to keep those Zoros going on your bench. Gets that Zoroark. He's gonna put that down. So he has, I think, like 2 quick balls maybe. Oh, he's gonna make do away a Serena. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's perfect, because that'll power up your breaks in too if you need to use that at some point. I do know that he has the breaks in his discard pile. I think that was discarded like turn 1 or 2. Looks like he's going for another Chinchino with that level ball. He can, I guess, discard that with a make do as well. Yeah, so there are about 7 minutes left in this game. This game might finish. Jose is up 1 prize, and he has 3 attackers. So I do believe that even if they can both continuously take knockouts on each other, I think that Jose is probably primed to win this game. The best case scenario for Eric right now is to make sure that this turn lasts 7 minutes, but I don't think that that's possible. Both players have no idea exactly how much time is left on the clock. Yeah, if he was able to make this turn last the remaining 6 minutes and 7 seconds, that's definitely cheating territory. You're definitely slow playing. But, yeah, Jose only needs 3 turns to win, and he's definitely getting at least 3 turns left of this game. So, at this point, I would say Jose wins this game and they tie, because they won't be able to play a game 3 with this amount of time left. We see the Zoroark come out with the Phantom Transformation. He is going to go into what? Oh, is he going to go Cleavor? Are we going to see the double heads? I guess if he does whiff the knockout, he would have to, Jose would have to retreat. But no, it looks like he's just going for Mucus Boy. Appleton gets his twin energy and knocks him out. Yeah, I think that Eric's deck could really use something like an Echoing Horn to like try to shore up prize trades. But like that deck already has to pack so much in it that like what are you gonna do? So he's using 1 Archeops. He's gonna put 1 energy on his active. And then he's probably going to use the other Archeops and put 1 energy on that one, or not, or he's just going to shuffle and not do it, which is probably fine. You can just wait to do it. He's going to boss up the Manaphy. Oh yeah, this game is over for Eric. I'm sorry. This is a tied match. Yeah, really unfortunate for Eric, but that's just kind of how the Zoroark box deck runs, is just like, it can start off really strong, but it's just like Brick City, man. It's just Brick City. He is going to Ordinary Rod that Manaphy back in yet again. But like, he's forcing all of these resources from Eric every single turn. So like, Eric has to have them. And if he didn't have that Ordinary Rod, there was no way he was getting that back. So it looks like he shuffled in just the Manaphy. He could have chosen another Pokemon, like another Zoroark. But at this point in the game, he doesn't really need any more. Jose's only got 2 prize cards left. He's already got his Appleton active, and he's got his Zoroark on the bench. And he's got another Zoroark anyway. So let's see if Eric has any way to close out this game like an Echoing Horn. He is going to make do. Looking through his deck with, I think, a Quick Ball. I don't see an Echoing Horn. So I don't think it's possible, really. Gonna grab the Raichu. Yeah, I will say, so this deck is super favored against both Lugia and Mew, but Jose has played this beautifully to where he was able to... It looks like he must have just... I still don't know what happened game 1, but he must have just gotten unlucky. Eric must have had the energy to retreat. But in this game, he just played it perfectly and was able to, you know, make sure that prize trade was favorable. That's another weakness of the Zoroark deck, is it can only attack turn 2, and that's if it gets lucky. Like, a lot of the times it has to attack with keep calling. And it looks like Eric isn't playing the Hisuian Basculin either, which is kind of surprising because that feels like such a necessary card for this deck. But he's been just starting Chinchino, so it's fine. So yeah, 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Looks like we're going for the Luminion to grab a supporter. I think he's eyeing up the Marnie, just checking to make sure he doesn't want to do anything else. Maybe he's also making sure that there's energies left. There is a Speed Lightning I saw in there, so he can still power up the Archeops. But I think that benching this Luminion is a misplay. Because now that gives Eric the out to just Serena for the game. Unless he's going to attack with it this turn, but I don't think he can. So he's going to Marnie and just hope that Eric doesn't have a Serena. Yeah, his deck is so small. Jose's like, yeah, I'm going to cut that. I wish I could hear what the players were saying. Looks like there's a Marnie and a Worker. I know that Eric discarded at least 2 Serenas early. I don't remember exactly how many Serenas are in discard pile. I wish I could check. So we're seeing the retreat, and he is going to attack with the Luminion, so it doesn't even matter. But are there any energies left for Jose to... This is so odd. Why did Jose do that line of play? Why did he put the Luminion in play and then take it out of play? Because now he's going to need to power up. And then he puts up the Archeops. So he's just hoping that Eric can't take a knockout now? Like, I don't understand, because Jose has used so much energy right now. Yeah, I totally do not understand that play whatsoever. I mean, he Barney'd Eric, sure. But you were in the prize lead. And if you just didn't bench a V... Like, I guess you're just... I mean, I guess at that point you're just hoping that he doesn't have a Echoing Horn. Like, you're playing as if he plays Echoing Horn. But I think over the course of these 2 games, you found out that he doesn't. So Eric's going to do his own Marnie. So if Eric takes a knockout now, I think that that's game for him. Because Jose can't attack again. Especially since he put up the Archeops. He only would have needed 1 colorless energy in order to attack with Speedwing. But he needs 2 colored energies to attack with Raikou. And if the Archeops dies, he has no way to accelerate it onto the Raikou anyway, even if they're in there. I think they are in there because we saw them on the Luminion. But, like, without the Archeops, you have no way to power up the Raikou. So that line of play just made absolutely no sense going for the Marnie, going for the Luminion at all. Even retreating it. Like, at that point, like, it's on your bench, man. You can't retreat the Raikou. Not unless you can put, like, something else one prizer up that's, like, not but I don't know. And then we see a Serena, so... Well, I guess Eric wouldn't have had it because he already played the Marnie. He does get the energy and the Zoroark, and he Phantom transforms into Slowbro. Oh no! He transforms into Slowbro, puts Twin Energy on it, and then he Slowbros for the game. Eric won that series 2-0 in time. Yeah, you see that sigh of relief on his face. Well earned by Eric. He's such a cool bro. Jose played that phenomenally until the Luminian turn. My God. I don't know what happened with the Luminian turn. It boggles my mind. But yeah, I mean, obviously, besides that, he played it beautifully to the point where I honestly thought he was going to win that last game. But Eric ended up... I think that's why he Marnied, is he was just hoping to make sure that Eric couldn't get into the Slowbro. So, but it caused him to lose so many resources, and then there was just no way for him to win after that. So, yeah, he played to make sure that the Slowbro was a non-factor, but then also, in doing so, he made sure he couldn't win. So, Eric could have just transformed into anything and just taken a knockout and won that way as well. But anyway, that was a pretty great game. Make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see more rounds of the Arlington Regionals. Make sure you follow my Twitch, where I stream stuff sometimes, and my TikTok and my Twitters and my Facebooks and all that stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one where we do round 9, the last round of day 1.